says we gotta hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, take my hand, we'll make it, I swear.
Send me your location, let's focus.
Send me your location, let's. Hi guys, it's me, Ellie, and welcome back to another video. I need to stop doing whatever that was. Like, I'm suddenly agile. Is that the right word? Agile? I don't think that's the right word. Wow, okay. I searched up the word agile and I'm correct. It means, I forgot what it meant. Hold up. It means able to move quickly and easily. So, I know my words. Give me that vocab. AP English paying off. Okay. But I'm suddenly like able to move my head like this. I feel like Jay. Okay, so I'm here with another book review because I finished a book. I think the 15th of September, and it's currently the 20th. So this video is not going to be a mess like my first book review, but you know, trial and error. So this one is, I wrote it beforehand. I wrote it yesterday. So I don't know if it's grammatically incorrect, and I tried to make it sound like me, like how I would talk, but it might not sound like how I talk, and you might just get to a point when I'm ranting, but you're gonna have to deal with that. So yeah, I wore a bandana to school today. I didn't wear this shirt today. I just changed it to this shirt because it's kind of cold in my house because it's like 60 degrees, and 60 degrees in Boston, it's pretty hot. I mean, cold. So we're gonna get started, and by we I mean me because I'm the one that's talking, but you guys just here for more support. So I have my handy dandy MacBook here, and I'm gonna just start. So I'm just gonna give you some background knowledge. That's the first paragraph. So I'm just gonna like literally describe everything in this, and you're gonna spoilers, I guess, and I guess I'm gonna talk more about the book and like maybe things I didn't write, but this was just, I always have not always, but if I read a book, I usually find some problems, unless it's a John Green book. I literally find no problems with those books whatsoever. Those books are perfect, but I always find some sort of problem in books I read, and it's nothing, some of it is nothing too bad. Monday's not coming, whatever it's called. That one was just a little bit too much, but I'm going to do another book review about another book I finished, and the only problem how do I say this without spoiling? The only problem I had with that book was just like, it was a little bit too real, and like it just like really like hurt me inside to read, but I really like that book, and that one deals with like a lot of like dark topics, but this one, it doesn't. So I'm going to start reading. I'm going to have my laptop here because I can. Okay, so. And action. Okay. I can't take myself seriously. Okay. Okay. Ask Me How I Got Here by Christine Hepperman, 240 pages, is about a girl named Addie who goes to Catholic school and has a boyfriend named Nick, who was originally her ex's best friend, but you know, he swept her away, whatever. She has a best friend named Claire, and she runs track at school. But one night, she gets pregnant, and then she gets an abortion. And then she quits track, starts avoiding her boyfriend and her best friend, and starts going to a coffee shop where she meets this girl named Julia. Here's the thing. I don't remember if the girl's name, no, it's Juliet. I don't remember if the name is Juliet, though. It might be, it might not. Don't quote me on this. I already returned the book, so I can't like look back in the pages to figure it out, but we're gonna call her Juliet because I know it's not with a J. Okay. She starts going to a coffee shop where she meets Juliet, who used to go to her school and was also a track star, and she starts developing feelings for her. Okay. This is my central problem with the story. If this problem was about Addie discovering that she's a lesbian or bi or whatever, then I may have enjoyed it much more, but the blurb made me think that it was about her being pregnant because I thought she kept the baby until I realized that she didn't. However, I did like that they didn't focus on her having a down spiral after having an abortion. Yeah, she quits the track team and starts to lie a little, but she doesn't start doing anything that is out of character or out of the ordinary for her. She doesn't entirely accept what she did until the end of the book, and only her parents and her boyfriend knew that she was pregnant and about the abortion. But I feel like the whole pregnancy wasn't necessary in order for Addie to come to terms on her sexuality. She could have just been fooling around with her boyfriend and start wondering about how she would feel if she was fooling around with a girl instead. The whole sexuality aspect became kind of clear when she said that she was looking forward to seeing the girl in the coffee shop a little bit way too much, more than a friend anyways. But we're kind of left without knowing if she actually came to terms with her sexuality, if she told anyone, if she still believes in God, because she just goes to a Catholic school or whatever, or any of that. I just felt like the sexuality was thrown into the story, and it almost seems like two separate stories because of the abortion she had in the first part of the story. The story should have focused on the aftermath of her abortion and maybe how it was revealed to the other Catholic students in her school and how she dealt with that. Or the book should have just been about Addie and her sexuality and her crush on the girl. The book is in the format of poems, so it's easier to read, and you could probably get it done in an hour, maybe less if you read faster than other people, and that's all I wrote. So now that I have my central ideas, yeah, so just Addie starts going to the coffee shop where she meets, where she like reconnects with a girl that used to go to her old school, and she starts developing feelings for her. And because the blurb made it seem like it was about Addie and her experience with pregnancy. It didn't like reveal anything about sexuality. And I know that like, blurbs are not supposed to say the whole thing that's happening in the story, and I'm not mad that they like had that aspect, but I felt like it just completely like went off the rail from the blurb because it just talked about like, it's like literally like the book is like separated into like 3 parts. It's like she gets pregnant, she starts questioning whether or not she's gonna get an abortion, she gets an abortion, first part. The second part is like she quits track and then she starts like lying to her parents, she starts going to the coffee shop and she starts meeting Juliet, and the third part is her like wondering why she's thinking of Juliet so much, all that jazz. And it's just, so I'm pretty sure that Juliet and Addie did share a kiss at some point towards the end of the book, and she did break up with Nick also, which was her boyfriend. But she doesn't tell anybody anything about any of this. She's just like relishing in her own like pure gay self. And we don't fully know what she is, which is fine. That's not a big problem because I kind of like how they just like left it open to interpretation. But we definitely know that Addie's not straight. But I felt like if they just talked about the journey of Addie discovering that she wasn't straight, then that would have been fine. So I'm using my phone's flashlight again. But when I say they, I mean the author. I should probably address the author by their last name, but I kind of just forget sometimes. But when I say they, I mean the author. So if you're just curious, you're probably not, but. Or they talked about her having the baby and like trying to balance that out with like Catholic school and track or whatever. Or she could have had the abortion and how she would have had to like bring that up to like all the Catholic people at her school. Any of those 2 paths I would have been fine with. Any of those 3 paths really I would have been fine with. But I just didn't like how it felt like there was 2 different stories in one story, and I just completely forgot about like the first part of the story until there was this one character, I don't remember her name, but she was like really religious and everything, and she was always talking about how there was this website where women who had abortions would go on and like write to their dead babies or whatever. And I felt like that was the author trying to like remind the audience that Addie did have an abortion, which is like, if you're gonna have a character just for that purpose, like that kind of just like shows that you didn't need to have that whole aspect in the book in the first place in order to write a story about her discovering her sexuality. I don't know, it's just, I guess the author kind of used that excuse of her getting an abortion for her to like quit the track team and then like start going to the coffee shop because now she has all this free time. But I just felt like that could have been what's the word? I can't think of the word. I felt like that just could have just been like played out better, and it just didn't have to include all of that. But this book wasn't bad. It was a really quick read. If you know the author Ellen Hopkins, the book is kind of in the style of her books where it's just like really short poems on every page, and it's really it's really easy to get to. Like I said, it's only 240 pages. You could probably get done with it in an hour if you're a really fast reader, or like you're really determined, you can probably get it done faster. But I didn't not enjoy the book, but when there's just such a thing like that, and I didn't like really fully realize it until the end where I was like, okay, now I have to write a review about this. So that's my review, and yeah, that's just all I have to say about this book. I think I'm gonna write the review for the book I read that I recently finished. Maybe later, maybe after I edit a couple of videos, because I have like 3 videos I have to edit, I think. So, but yeah, this was way better than the first video. I'm so glad, because I did like, not all of my thoughts were in there, as you can see, but that definitely helped me like re-jog my memory, or like just bring out aspects that I forgot to write. So I'm definitely gonna keep doing that, even if it takes like 20 minutes of my day, because it just really helps me. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Me tonight, I don't need nothing else.
Ask me how I got... Whoa, we're gonna start all that again, because I had the illest voice crack there, and that was so disgusting.